For viewers new to RC Fornax, how would you describe the company and what it does and the mission behind it?
I would say that's changed over time. When we started the company, it was all about driving efficiency through defence projects. Our way of doing that was to stand up teams and drive them very rigidly against fixed scopes of work so that everybody was focused on outputs. Over recent times, we've looked to evolve that to really see how we can make a bigger impact in the industry through integrating the capabilities of other SMEs to deliver bigger projects. And as that will continue to evolve as we roll out the ProcureX, which I'm sure we'll talk about as well.
You founded RC Fornax in 2020. What gap in the defence sector were you aiming to fill?
Not really a gap. It comes from our passion for the sector. Both Dan and I, who set up the company, both did 12 years in the Air Force. We both care deeply about the industry. Having worked at a number of prime defence contractors, we wanted to support improved delivery. So as I say, it all comes back to the efficiency piece.
How does your team's military background influence the way you deliver projects for the Ministry of Defence and for defence contractors?
I think it means one thing: we know the industry, we know what outputs are required. We very much have the end user in mind in everything that we do, and I think it gives us an additional passion for what we do as well. And I think that translates through to quality of output.
RC Fornax focuses on outcome-based delivery under statements of work. What makes this model more effective than traditional labour-based contracting?
Again, not to hark on about efficiency, but it all comes back to that piece. If you just have people that you bring into an organisation, what you tend to find when you have multiple large-scale projects on is that utilisation of those people will become very much in demand. People's time will be split. We're all about standing up that key team that are going to be right for that particular piece of work and deliver that particular output, that set deliverable. And that really helps maintain a strong focus on whatever the task at hand is.
What do clients value most about your approach, and what sets RC Fornax apart from other defence consultancies?
I think there are a number of things. I think one of the key things that we are good at is really guiding large clients through that journey of I just need people to I want to procure services and focus on output-based delivery. We're really good at taking them on that entire journey from a blank sheet of paper to actually defining statements of work, understanding what outputs they need, putting in place the right people, aligning with their own delivery cycles. I think that the intrinsic understanding of what they do and how they work helps us to really deliver effectively where other consultancies may not be able to. The other key thing there is in our model, we're able to react very flexibly because of the way we work with an associate community. So we don't have a bench of engineers. We're not focused on just trying to utilise certain people. We're not trying to, there's a big thing in the industry around taking on juniors and trying to badge them up as a little bit, increased skills and sell them in to these companies to deliver. That doesn't really work. We're all about just what's the right person to deliver at the right time and really focus on enhanced capability insertion.
You place strong emphasis on governance, risk management and delivery structures. How do these improvements translate to better outcomes for clients?
So I think that's just about standards and holding ourselves to high standards and improving our internal governance and process really just helps drive that quality of output. So we hold ourselves to account as much as anybody. We make sure that we do things as effectively as we can be. We practice what we preach. In all aspects, it's all about the outcomes for our team, and that translates into quality for our clients.
RC Fornax is known for its associate community. How important is this network to scaling the business?
Extremely important. So we're an engineering consultancy and we need engineers to be able to deliver the work. The associate community focus really comes from our own background. When we launched, we very much spoke of we're a by contractors for contractors organisation. We really like to make sure that we have robust process in place to look after them. And that enables us to really tap into a talent market that many just aren't accessing. So we're able to scale up teams very, very quickly with the precise skills and experience fit required by the project.
How has the UK Strategic Defence Review shaped demands and influenced your pipeline in full year 2026?
So I think the SDR, although we're pleased it's now in the rearview mirror, it very much helped us take a stop and look at what we do internally. It gave us time as our clients really turned off the taps to work. That's the net result of what happened. We're the first to feel the pain of it and the last to see the benefits when we're out the other side. But really we stopped and looked at how we do everything, from how we approach sales to how we're doing a lot of the things that we do as a business to really set ourselves up for the future. They were key hires. They were, as I say, process changes from just how we go about the business of sales, and it really did give us a piece of time that we were effectively held in stasis from our clients that we're now happy to see behind us.
You're active across 7 procurement frameworks. How do these frameworks open the door to larger and recurring opportunities?
Billions are spent through these frameworks in the totality, and they really open up new doors for bigger project wins that also, as the one we've just recently won, can be IP generative and help us continue that shift into products, or more specifically tech, into the future. So I think that really putting a continued emphasis on framework wins is really going to help us as we scale up over the next few years.
You've talked about expansion into automotive and renewables. What's driving that diversification, and how will you apply defence expertise there?
So we always saw defence as the toughest nut to crack, and it's what we knew as well. But we also very much recognised that the business has the potential to cross over into different industries. Going back to the SDR point as well, if you think about other consultancies in the space, they operate in different industries. So when a seismic event like that happens, they have the ability to go and look into some of these other industries that they have a client base in. We didn't have that. We want to make sure that we have that for the future, to build some further resilience in the business. But ultimately, there's a lot of crossover of skill set from the personnel that we use to deliver from technical expertise, which will really help us take those steps into other industries.
You reported your strongest quarter in company history in the first quarter of FY26. What's behind the surge in new orders and new clients?
It comes from the time that we've had since coming to the market, where effectively, sales capitulated given the SDR and other challenges that we faced. It really gave us the opportunity to stop and look at what we're doing. We made an appointment in terms of a head of sales. We made an appointment in terms of a managing director. We've put key functional leads into the business that really are going to help us scale more effectively. And it's through going about that process that we're now able to take a look at, well, what does our pipeline look like, and how do we actually work opportunities through that pipeline? And so we've got a much more robust day-to-day management of sales tracking now, and that's really going to help us into the future quarters as well. So it wasn't just about let's try and get some sales for a quarter. This is now the start of a new journey of growth that we've taken, and this first quarter is evidence of that, and it will continue to grow and get better.
With £2.2 million secured in new work and major follow-on potential, how much visibility do you have for the rest of FY26?
So really good. We've got an extremely strong unfactored pipeline. So we've tried to be very sensible in how we communicate with the market, given the recent challenges. But we have extremely high confidence in going forward for the rest of the year and beyond. So yes, we've got good visibility of what we've already communicated this year, and anything else we hope to just be improvement and further growth.
What operational improvements have made the biggest difference over the past 5 months?
It's been the people. So having the right people in the right roles, as I've mentioned, having a head of sales that's got a long history of scaling up SMEs really helps. Having somebody in place in terms of RMD that's got a background of scaling up engineering teams is a big win as well. So really it's about the people that we've put in place that are helping us to deliver more effectively now.
You recently secured your first major UK public sector space client. What does this win mean for RC Fornax?
So it's really key for us as a business as we look to move more to out-and-out offload or contracted out services. So this is a piece of work that we're delivering completely off-site under our own steam. It generates IP for the business. This is a good win. It's also a real first step into that integrating other SMEs. So we're pulling together people and different organisations to really deliver an integrated solution to this buying organisation, which will demonstrate what we talk about in terms of efficiency and utilising SME innovators and the capabilities that exist there, as opposed to just going to a larger company for those bigger contracts. So it's a really key win for us, and we're very excited to deliver it on time and to budget.
RC Fornax will lead a consortium and retain all developed IP. How does that strengthen your long-term strategic position?
Very much in line with what I just mentioned. I think we really want to put a focus on moving from a purely professional services based organisation into product, and this is definitely the first step along that journey. And what we're doing as well, although I can't discuss details of the actual project, it's around a subject that's very much at the forefront of people's minds right now with some world events, and it has the ability to really scale up into something that can make a big impact in the UK.
Looking forward, what should investors watch for as key milestones, both in defence programmes and in your technology initiatives like ProcureX and SmartSuite?
So I don't think it's an understatement to say ProcureX is the most exciting opportunity that exists in UK defence right now. So I think keeping a close eye on that is definitely something. From a core business perspective, it's continue to do the hard work that we're doing, continue to convert opportunities from that through that sales pipeline, continue to grow and start to really demonstrate to investors that we are who we said we were at the time. We've just had a bad time, we're over it, and we're keen as anybody to move forward and actually deliver the results.